I still remember the moment my phone buzzed, and I froze before even looking at it. It was a message from an unknown number. "I'm sorry you had to find out this way." My stomach dropped, my hands trembling, and I didn't even know why it frightened me so much. It was her birthday, the one day a year I hoped to make her feel like she mattered more than anyone else. But that text felt like a punch to the chest, a warning I wished I could ignore. I tried to shrug it off at first. Maybe it was spam, some cruel prank. But then the little things started piling up. Missed calls from her that I couldn't reach her on, sudden work emergencies, excuses that sounded too rehearsed. Last night, she laughed off my suggestion that we celebrate quietly at home. "You worry too much," she said. But now, every laugh, every casual shrug began to feel hollow. By midday, the tension was unbearable. I walked past her phone lying on the kitchen counter, something I'd never normally notice, and saw a message preview pop up from a contact I didn't recognize. "Can't wait for tonight. See you soon." My vision blurred. I told myself I was imagining things. Maybe it was innocent. Maybe I was overreacting. But a gnawing suspicion settled into my chest like a stone I couldn't swallow. I couldn't stop myself. I followed her. It wasn't planned, not really. But there was this pull, a desperate need to see for myself what my gut already whispered. She drove to a small, dimly lit bar downtown, her favorite from when we first met, and my heart started racing. I parked a few streets away, trying to convince myself to turn back, but I couldn't. And then I saw him. He was sitting across from her, leaning close, laughing like he owned the world. She reached for his hand. My knees went weak. The world narrowed to that table, that laugh, that touch. I wanted to scream, to run, to disappear, but I didn't. I watched. I couldn't look away. Everything I thought I knew about us, the dinners we shared, the late-night talks, the quiet promises, crashed into shards inside me. How long had this been going on? How many nights had I returned home, thinking everything was fine, while she was somewhere else, pretending to care about me? My chest tightened, my stomach churned, and I felt like I was dissolving from the inside out. I didn't storm in. I didn't yell. I sat there, hidden in shadow, letting the betrayal sink in. Each laugh, each glance between them, cut me deeper than I ever imagined possible. I replayed every moment of our marriage, looking for signs, for hints I had missed. There were subtle things, her phone locked, late nights at work, an extra brush of perfume that wasn't mine, but I had always told myself I was imagining it. I wanted to believe in us, even as the truth screamed otherwise. Eventually, she noticed me. Not directly, not confrontationally, but that sudden drop in her smile when she looked outside. I could see the guilt flashing in her eyes before she masked it. And I realized something I hadn't allowed myself to feel yet. Anger. Not just hurt, but pure, smoldering anger. Not the kind that seeks revenge, but the kind that says, "I will not let this break me." I walked in, slowly, calmly. Every step felt heavy, deliberate. She looked at me, startled, and then at him, like a child caught stealing candy. "We need to talk," I said. My voice was steady, colder than I felt inside. She stammered. He tried to shrink into the background, and I listened. I listened as she tried to explain, to justify, to paint her choices in colors that didn't match the damage she caused. She spoke of loneliness, excitement, curiosity. I nodded. I didn't interrupt. I let it all wash over me, the heartbreak and the betrayal and the disappointment. Then I did the only thing that felt right. I told her we were over. I told him to leave. And I walked away, not screaming, not begging, not fighting, but walking away with my dignity intact. I left behind the lies, the laughter that wasn't meant for me, and the empty promises. The walk home was quiet, but it wasn't empty. With each step, I felt a strange relief, as though shedding someone's deceit was a kind of rebirth. Memories that once stung now reminded me to guard myself. Trust, I realize, is precious, but it also has limits. And self-respect is something no betrayal can take if you refuse to let it. I went home, sat on the couch, and let the silence fill me. Her birthday had ended in heartbreak, but for me, it was a beginning of clarity. I had loved, I had lost, but most importantly, I had walked away without losing myself. And as I watched the city lights flicker through the window, I realized something I couldn't have seen before. Pain is temporary, but the strength you reclaim afterward, that lasts a lifetime.